Eyup everyone, my name is Hutch and I hope you're doing alright. I just want to start this video by mentioning a challenge that I'm doing on my Instagram. I recently reached 1,000 followers on there, and to celebrate and to say thank you for all the support, I created a challenge where the idea is to renovate my actual house but in The Sims 4. I'll link the Instagram post that has the rules and all that on there, and yeah, I'll link that in the description, and I'll be picking one winner who will receive the upcoming expansion pack, Cottage Living. So if that interests you, once you're done watching, click that link and you can find out the rules as I said. Please note that the prize is only available to Origin players, but anyone can enter the challenge. I'm also going to do a Q&A to celebrate reaching 100 subscribers on my channel, so if you want to submit any questions for that, you can either respond to the poll on my Instagram story, which I'll try and remember to post every other day, or you can just ask it in the comments of one of my videos. You can either ask me something Sims related, or something about real life, whatever you want really. If it's too personal or not something I feel like sharing, which is unlikely but you never know, I'll let you know in my response to your comment, just to give you the chance to ask something else. But anyway, with all that out of the way, let's talk about this build. So this house is built in Newcrest on a 30 by 30 lot. It uses Snowy Escape, City Living, Get Together, Dream Home Decorator, and it also uses a few items from the Country Kitchen kit and vintage Glamour stuff. It has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and it's a pretty big house to be fair. One of the rooms upstairs I made into like a second living room for like gaming or for a space for the family to like spend time together. There's a converted garage that has some like sports equipment and some other stuff in there, and it has a decent sized art studio as well. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, although recording the build was a right nightmare to be honest. I recently discovered that my recording software has hotkeys, so I've set a hotkey to record, and because I'm not used to them, I forgot to record 2 of the rooms. I forgot to record me building them, and I'll be honest with you, the house took me all of yesterday to build and then edit, and then once I'd realised that I'd not recorded that part, I thought, do you know what, I can't be arsed re-recording that section, so I just did a quick stop motion thing. So I hope that's alright. It's a little bit, I don't know, maybe it's a little bit jarring going from a speed build to like a stop motion thing, but either way, mistakes happen, and it's not the first time that I forgot something, and I can promise you it will not be the last. But anyway, regardless of my mistake, I still had fun building this house. It was just a lot bigger than I anticipated. It took me a good half an hour to like do the floor plan. I usually struggle with floor plans of bigger houses anyway, but I did the upstairs first because it's slightly smaller, and then the downstairs once I'd furnished the bedrooms. But the downstairs has a bit of like an odd floor plan. I don't know, maybe it makes sense for the size of the house, I'm not sure, but there was just this massive room that I ended up like cutting a piece out of, and eventually that became the art studio, and then the living room ended up being a bit smaller, which to be fair it's a massive house, so a small living room, but then again there's 2 living rooms, so I don't know. Either way, I feel like any family that lives here, they're not really going to want to spend much time in like the downstairs living room anyway, so it's mainly for decoration. So for the main bedroom then, I wanted to use this little like nook to add some fitted wardrobes, and I actually used a lot of objects from Dream Home Decorator for the entire build really, even though I didn't really intend to. I just can't help myself with it. It's just quickly become my favourite pack to build with. I really like the look of like the fitted wardrobes and the cabinets, and yeah, use them whenever I saw an opportunity to. But the main theme for this house was kind of a modern farmhouse, hence the title of the build. And a modern farmhouse is essentially like elements taken from like modern styles, like the sleek lines and like the simplicity of it, and then combining that with like a cozy kind of rustic feel of farmhouse. And I really like this sort of style. It can be quite hard to recreate in The Sims 4, but yeah, with the bedroom I really wanted to just have that style, and yeah, I think I did alright with it. I furnished 2 other bedrooms that are intended for a teen sim and a child sim, and the decor styles of those rooms aren't really reflective of like the modern farmhouse theme, but I like to think that child Sims in The Sims 4 are like responsible for choosing their own bedroom like decor style and furnishing style and all that. So yeah, they're kind of more tailored to the Sims personality in that regard. And you can sort of see that theme coming together now that I've done like the flooring and the wallpaper, or at least I hope you can. I also added that vanity from Vintage Glamour stuff, which I didn't really want to have to use a stuff pack because I'd already used the wallpaper from Country Kitchen Kit, and I do like to limit the packs that I use in builds anyway so that they're accessible for as many people as possible, but I thought that that vanity would fit really nice there. If you don't have that pack, it's fine though. You could either just obviously leave that space empty or just put like a desk there or something. And we're on to the teens room now, and for this the inspiration really came from that bed. I kind of centered everything around that bed. I knew I wanted a darker room as I'd already sort of imagined that like a teenager that's into video games would like occupy this room, so I went with some darker shades to suit that more like typical teenage style. I don't know what that style really is, but I think you'll get what I mean, like just kind of like a darker room with like darker wallpaper and greys and like darker wood furniture and that sort of thing. But yeah, this is kind of really to suit quite a typical teenager that just wants to be in the room a lot, which I mean that was and still is me, just being in my room a lot. But I added lots of artwork and like decor items to add as much personality to this room as I could. I also used the fitted wardrobes and cabinets again. Like I said, just can't help it. I love them so much. I want to use them in every build. I also made a family for this house if you'd like to download them. They'll be on the gallery. My ID is SimsHutch on there, and that's always in the description of my videos as well. They'll be in the screenshots at the end, but if you don't want to use that family with this house, you don't have to. Maybe you've got a family in mind already, or you can just create a new one. It's entirely up to you, but like I said, I'll put those on the gallery. I just sometimes like to create Sims for my builds as it helps me kind of come up with ideas for decorating them and adding character and all that. So yeah, just adding some like finishing touches to this room now, just stuff that adds personality and character like I said. And the Sim that lives here in my game has the geek trait, so he likes to play video games and spend a lot of his time at his computer. And we've just moved on to the third bedroom now, and I was finally able to fit that massive tent from Dream Home Decorator into a build. I wish they would have made that a little bit smaller, or like they could have made it smaller. I think for the functionality of it maybe that's not really possible, but yeah, it takes up half the room. But I was going to make this room a toddler's room, and I had this whole image in my head of like a space themed bedroom, but I ended up going a really different route in the end, which I'm kind of glad I did, because I think I would have really struggled to make like a space themed bedroom with the packs that I was using. I reckon using like Parenthood and Get to Work would help with that, but yeah, maybe next time. But yeah, really like how this bedroom turned out. I really like the colours, and I managed to fit quite a bit in here because it's quite an odd shaped room. Like it's quite small, but it's kind of long as well, so it's like it's a bit odd to fit in like usable items and like make it functional and everything. But yeah, added all like the necessities in there, as well as some like additional toys and like decor and stuff. And yeah, it might not look that great just yet, but let me just change the flooring and wallpaper, because that I think sort of like pulls it all together, and you can kind of see it suits the room a lot better. just moved on to the upstairs living room now, and I was toying with the idea of making another bedroom for a child or toddler or whatever, but in the end I thought actually I'm just going to do something a bit different and add a room for the Sims to like play games, or where they can like spend time together as a family, or maybe time away from the family, or like the child Sims could have the friends over, or whatever the reason really. And again, using those fitted cabinets for like an entertainment system, and I also added quite a lot of like artwork and decor items to really show what this room is intended for, and I added quite a few of those are they called semi-capsule things, those figures from Snowy Escape, to like reflect that this is like a bit of a geeky family. So anyway, how is everyone doing then? How has your week been so far? Did you have a good weekend? Did you have a shitty one? Either way, let me know. Mine was pretty chilled out, to be fair. Me and my partner watched a few films and then some like YouTube videos. We actually watched Castaway with Tom Hanks, and we also watched Titanic, which is kind of, you know, like a random choice, but I used to watch Titanic all the time as a kid, which is not the most appropriate film ever, but I don't think I really understood what it were all about. I used to just watch it over and over to the point that like now I know every single sound in the film off by heart. But yeah, not my favourite film or anything. I think it just was when I was like my younger autistic self who just craved predictability. And this is a little stop motion clip to show the kitchen because, like I said, forgot to hit record. And for the kitchen I just wanted this like big open space, again using a lot of Dream Home Decorator. I also wanted this like open pantry thing that's obviously not usable as a pantry, it's just for decoration. And yeah, I really like how the kitchen turned out. And then the same with the downstairs living room. I just wanted a place for the Sims to practice the logic skill and like watch some TV or films or whatever, read a book. And again, using a lot of Dream Home Decorator stuff. And now I'm just decorating the art studio. In my game, the mum of the family is like an artist and the dad is a salary person, so they do alright for the Sens in terms of like money and stuff. So I figured if they had like this big house, why not have a dedicated art studio for the mum to like work from. I also put in the woodworking table as well because I think that's quite a creative skill to like sculpt things. And yeah, the rest of it is just like a lot of decor. But there's plenty of like wall space as well for your Sims to hang their artwork up if you want them to do that. And then for the rest of the video, after I've finished the art studio, it'll just be furnishing the back garden and doing some landscaping. I usually do landscaping after I've built the house and before I move on to like the interior, but sometimes I like to mix it up a bit. But the back garden has like a grill and like dining area, as well as some plant pots and a climbing frame for your child Sims. And for the landscaping, I wanted it to be quite neat and tidy, and also I added some debug like plants and objects on the side of the house to like make it fit in better with the world. So yeah, I think that's about it for the voiceover. I'll leave you with the rest of the video now, and as always there will be screenshots at the end. If you'd like to download the build, it'll be on the gallery now. Like I said, my ID is in the description. Let me know what you thought of the build, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and also consider subscribing if you'd like to. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Bye! bye.